If Vipassana is practiced perfectly, it will not numb the heart. But if anything short than perfect, it will numb. This whole attitude of everything is transient and illusionary and so forth, and it's, you see, there are two pillars of spirituality. One of detachment or renunciation, and one of love, devotion, unity, fusion. Vipassana focuses very much, as a lot of the Southern Buddhism, focuses very much on the pillar of detachment and renunciation. So Vipassana amplifies very much this masculine side of spirituality, renunciation, detachment, consciousness. So when you do Vipassana a lot, and look at practitioners that do 10 years, 20 years of Vipassana, they are more aware, more conscious, but not necessarily they have these eyes of love. They are not necessarily pouring with spontaneity and liveliness, and you just melt with them after a few minutes of conversation. Yeah, so it focuses more over there. And that part, doing that meditation, amplified detachment and awareness in you. Very good. No, and then as a residue, when detachment is not practiced correctly, it creates indifference, and it's normal. When you try to detach, you have this garbage of indifference, which closes the heart. It takes time to practice detachment in a perfect way that doesn't close the heart. So it's a residue. So essentially, this is what happens in Vipassana, and it's okay. And now you can return full power to the heart, but don't lose the detachment, because that's the residue when you develop the heart very much, and you do it to a certain degree unconsciously. The garbage is attachment. So the garbage of learning detachment is indifference, which closes the heart, and the garbage of opening the heart in an unconscious way would be that you get more attached. So we go and we make one step or 3 steps towards love and get a little bit attached, and then 3 steps towards detachment and get a little bit indifferent. And if we continue in this way, we will reach a very wonderful and balanced state.
And I also want to add that Vipassana is a practice that is meant to help you to enter the first, let's say, stages of awakening. It helps you to make the mind very quiet and therefore have more access to the heart. But Vipassana, as it is practiced by most people today, it's sort of taken out of context. It's a method that you practice. It's a wonderful practice, but it's taken out of the entirety of the Buddhist context, because the Buddhist religion and Buddhist tradition and actual esoteric spiritual path of Buddhism, it has much, much, much more layers to it. There is a lot of doing things for others, a lot of compassion, a lot of sharing. And this is something that, when a Westerner with a huge Western ego that we come along with, socialize, to consume, to compete, and then we are like, okay, let's take this practice which is meant to make our mind quiet in order to take in the extremely nuanced teachings of the Buddha. No, we just come there, okay, do like this, and then hopefully it will be good. No, it's exactly what happens when you take something out of the full traditional context that it had and try to practice it. And it's like you cut off the branch of a tree. It will still sprout a little bit. Maybe eventually it will decompose and then something new can grow from it, but it's not a tree any longer, right? So for me, it's always a little bit of a question mark to expect that Vipassana would really lead you all the way, because it is not set in the fullness of the context. It is meant to encourage you to then take up the real deep study of Buddhism, and for that it is great. But it's actually something that comes from a much larger system if you just look into Buddhist countries, how people are there, this more of a consciousness of the collective, of connecting, of taking care of each other. Here in Thailand, especially with poor people and village people and so forth, it is very alive. They take care of each other. There's something going on here in these corona times. Immediately they have places out where they put food for everybody, they take care. It's a society where people don't steal from each other, they don't screw each other over, because they are growing up with these values. And without those values, a method doesn't make so much sense. So I just want to be clear that it's important to put these things into a context that awakens the heart, because that's how it was meant to be. That's how it was created initially. Hey guys, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content on spirituality, Tantra and more.
And if you want to sign up for our online classes or for our retreats, you can see our website on the description below.